again?
Maybe just pop up.
Just pop up?
Yeah, I'm gonna thank you. I'm gonna see you guys now.
Hello. Hey friends. So we're doing this
I don't want to say low tech because I got all the tech, but we're just testing how this is gonna go. So thank you for your patience as I figure out the interwebs.
alright.
I think this will work. It's gonna work, guys.
Morning.
Hey, Mango, thanks for hosting me, my friend. Okay. Okay. Ooh, good morning, everybody. So.
Welcome to Northern California. Keeping it in a cabin in the woods. Been hiking and driving a lot. So I think I even did yoga yesterday. I mean, like a little bit, but not like a full class. So it's good to be back live with you all. I got my little heater over here. And
the beds are like
we're just gonna do the best we can. Maybe we'll keep this like an hour-long class instead of 75 minutes, which is what we usually do here. So we usually start with a meditation, move into some movement. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I haven't really, this is me testing out the tech on the road. So I'm just up to Facebook and Twitch right now, not YouTube, but I don't think it's a big deal. I don't really watch me on YouTube. And we're going to roll through a nice long Savasana at the end. So we're going to keep this some like long driving yoga, but if you guys have something specific that you're working on in your bodies, please type it into the chat, and I'll add it into class at any time. It doesn't have to, right now it would be better because the gears will start turning, but if right now, but even throughout class, feel free to drop in the comments any body parts that you might want to have specifically included in the practice. So grab your water, grab your tea, roll out a mat, close the door. Alright, so we're going to start how we always do, in a comfortable seated position. And that can be, in a chair. Screen's black. Thank you, Leah Boo Jones. Let's see. Which makes it seem to be screen's black. Why would you be black, screen? Hey, can you see me? Honestly, it's black. Okay, so I think the image is going to come in and out a little bit. Like I said, I'm in the mountains, so apologies, but I am recording this, so I'm just going to post the actual recording after. Alright, so everything that I lead you through, cool. Everything that I lead you through is an invitation. Don't feel like it's a dance routine. It doesn't have to look exactly the way I look or when you practice it in your body. I just want you to feel physically better stepping off the mat than you did stepping on. So let's get started here with a nice seated grounding. Just arrive in the space. Turn your devices on to silent, at least for 5 minutes. And we'll come to sit nice and tall. Chest over hips, head over heart. Hands come to rest on the lap, either palms down to ground down or palms up to give and receive energy. Feel you got a little extra to give today. Eyes can close if that's comfortable, or you can keep your eyes gently lowered at a soft gaze. We'll start with 3 cleansing breaths. In through the nose, shoulders rise up towards the ears, and out through the mouth, an audible sigh, shoulders drop away. Just allow the breathing to continue at your natural pace, in and out through the nose if that's available. We'll take a moment here to arrive. We'll let go of everything that came before and everything that's to come up after. And just become present to yourself here in this moment, here in this space. And beginning to allow sounds into your awareness. Maybe the sound of passing traffic outside your window. Or the sound of the heater, radiator humming in the background. Letting all sounds in all part of this moment, this experience. Notice the temperature of the air on your skin. And feel the weight where your body makes contact with the ground below you. The weight of your hands on your lap. And begin to scan your body from head down towards toes. Checking in for any places of tightness or sensitivity. Any restlessness or fidgeting. Taking note to work into those places that call out for your attention throughout our practice here today. And we'll shift that attention from Annamaya Kosha, the body, to Pranamaya Kosha, the energetic body. Notice where you are energetically on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being exhausted, fatigued, ready for bed. 10 being so full of energy, it's hard to sit still. And bring your attention to the breath. No need to change it, just observe inhalations, exhalations, and whatever space in between. In yoga, breath is intrinsically attached, connected to the energy level, the amount of prana or life force within us. And shifting the attention up to Manomaya Kosha, the mind, allowing thoughts and feelings to arise. No need to engage. Observe them from a distance, like an image being projected onto a screen. The story goes on without our implicit input. And just notice, what are the quality of the thoughts today? Do they have a positive or a negative bias to them? Are they ruminating on the past or attempting to predict the future? Not good or bad, not right or wrong, just something to notice. We'll bring that awareness back down to the breath. We'll use the breath as an anchor anytime the mind decides to run off on a train of thought. Just redirect course, redirect attention to the breath. Actively expanding the breath now, using our full belly breathing. Every inhale sips in a little more air as ribs and belly expand, inflating like a balloon. And every exhale, let something more go, zipping in the ribs and belly. Belly button pulls in towards the spine, using some muscle effort here to pull it in. Still, the shoulders stay relaxed. Still, the spine stays tall. There's a string pulling you up from the crown of your head. Space between top and bottom teeth as the jaw hangs heavy. Tongue falls away from the roof of the mouth. And we'll begin our equal parts breathing practice. So as you inhale, beginning to internally silently count. Counting up until you get to the very tip top of your inhalation. No more space for more air. Whatever number that might be. 7, 13, what have you. Matching your exhalation to that number. So counting at that same beat. On the exhale, and working towards getting to the very bottom, complete exhalation, no air left in the lungs at that number. And continuing that cycle. mind wanders, bring it back to the breath. And on your next exhale, no rush to get there, go through your whole count. And then release that effort and the counting, just returning to a natural pace. As we learn to work with the breath, and not so much control the breath, but guide it. It can be used as a tool to get us out of fight or flight sympathetic mode into parasympathetic mode in our nervous system. Bring us down to a phase of relaxation and rest. A calming sensation. And allow your hands to come to heart center, palms pressed together in Anjali Mudra. No space between the fingers, thumbs pressed into the sternum. Consider here setting an intention or a dedication for your practice. Your reason for showing up today, or an aspect or characteristic you'd like to practice. Might be flexibility or patience, kindness, and you'll just state it in the affirmative. So as an affirmation, positive, present tense, and own it. So I am flexible, I am kind, I'm resting, whatever it is. Even if you don't identify with that right now and it's something you want to cultivate, we're just using the terminology in a positive present tense, personal tense, for our sankalpa, our intention for class. And we'll seal that intention with the sound of Om. You're invited to chant with me. First, a cleansing breath. To release to your lap, chin drops towards chest, and on an inhale, right ear rolls over towards right shoulder. Exhaling, chin to chest, and left ear rolls over to left shoulder. The eyes can stay closed for this as the head just gently rolls side to side. Good morning, Daydream Boy. Good morning, Bodhi. Hello, my loves. Great to have you here, Kai Bucha, Caroline. Hello. Just starting to gently bring movement into the body. And the next time the head rolls over the right shoulder, just bring the right hand on top of the left side of the head. I'm not pulling, I'm just letting gravity do the work. Left arm reaches away, and then slowly lowers down towards the ground. You feel a nice stretch in your trapezius muscle, that upper back muscle that connects neck to shoulder. And just lightly grazing the ground. I'm not bringing it in close, I'm keeping it long to create this nice long line of energy And I'm reaching with this left arm. You can just give your head a little nod, yes, to find where the sweetest spot of that stretch is. Full deep breathing here. Still deep belly breaths in and out through the nose to the best of your ability. And gently release right hand back down to the lap. Chin rolls down through chest and over to the left. Left hand comes to land on top of the right side of the head, and right arm reaches away. Remember, we're not pulling with the top hand, we're just letting it rest heavy on the head. And right fingertips are gently coming down towards the ground, just finding that nice trapezius muscle stretch. And the head's just a little nod, yes, to find where the sweetest spot of that stretch is. Unclench your jaw, let your shoulders just melt away. Every exhale is an opportunity to soften. Release the hands back down to the lap, chin rolls through chest, and bring the head up to neutral. Let's begin to roll the shoulders forward. Eyes can still be closed. Buenos días, Valeria. Gusto verte. Okay. So just giving the shoulders a roll forward. And give the shoulders a roll back. Is this a pre-recording? It's not a pre-recording, we live, baby. I'm sure you guys are in a bit of a delay, but this is happening now on Tuesday. I think today's Tuesday. And coming to stillness in the shoulders, we'll inhale, arms sweep up overhead, reaching tall. And exhale, a bend over to the right. Left arm reaches over, left hip glued to the ground. Inhale up through center. And exhale over to the right. Just going to flow like this, following your own breath pace. Your eyes can even be closed for this. Nice, simple, lateral stretch, side bend. We're opening up the space between the ribs, the intercostal muscles. And just learning, practicing, calibrating the breathing with the movement, breath, and body. So you're connecting to your own breath pace. Don't get hung up on having to do every move and every position at my pace. And then next time we come up through center, we'll meet here. And then it's a twist to the right. Left hand lands on right knee, right hand lands behind your back, and the chest opens to the side wall. And the chest towards the side wall. Inhale brings you back up through center. So we're just here for half a breath. Exhaling to the left. Hand lands on knee, chest opens to the side. Inhale, center. And exhale to twist, like wringing out a sponge. Not your deepest stretch of your life. It's probably just the first twist of the morning. It is for me. So just waking up the body to this movement, not breaking any world records, no pressure to look any certain type of way. And last time to the left. With hands up overhead, bend in the elbows, hands come to ear height, and we're just going to give the hands a wave out. So now we're warming up the wrists and the fingers, the hands, before we put any weight on them. Then palms come down, fingers wiggle side to side. The elbows aren't moving, the shoulders aren't doing anything. Wiggling the fingers going to your full range of motion, all the way left, all the way right. Palms flip towards the sky, so I'm trying to bring the backs of my hands down to my forearms, and hands stay pressed back as hard as they can as you rotate. So if you're feeling any clicking or grinding or anything like that, right, it's not good or bad, not right or wrong, it's just something to notice. It's what's actually happening. So practice scoping out reality in this class, in this practice. Whether we like it or not, there's no need to resist it. It's like, okay, so right hand's grinding, and my wrist in this position. This is something to notice, like, it's all good. I'm going to shake out the wrist. So a lot of this class is like running a diagnostic on your body. We're just going through all the joints and just seeing if anything needs more love and attention than maybe we have been giving it. 3, 2, 1. Alright. Legs come out in front. I'm going to get a better angle for you guys. How's that? Not perfect, but better. Alright, legs are extended out in front. Spread and scrunch the toes. Roll out the ankles. Change directions. Straighten up the lower legs here. And the knees bend and the feet come nice and wide, maybe max distance from one another. And just drop the knees side to side. So my legs are far away enough from one another that the knees don't stack on top of the feet, they land down towards the ground. And the next time the knees drop over to the right, bring your right hand in close to your hip on the ground. And we'll just sweep this left arm open, lift the hips, lift the chest with a deep breath in. Exhale, sweeps in front, knees fall over to the left, and right arm sweeps up, lifting hips and chest. Opening the front side body here, just for half a breath. Inhale, sweeps you open. Exhale, sits you down to change sides. We've got 2 more at your own breath pace. Nice, kneeling back in the middle, knees fall over to the right, hands come to frame this right knee. We'll bring it back into a tabletop pose. Nice. There's a problem. Okay. Got that. Better or worse? Better. Okay, cool. So, in our tabletop, the spine is flat, knees below hips, wrists below shoulders. On an inhale, belly drop, hips and chest rise for cow pose. And exhaling, tuck the chin in towards the chest, round in the spine. Following your breath in to open for cow. And exhaling out to round for cat. And once again, calibrating with the breath. Allow the speed of your body to be informed by the length of your breath. So most of the posture is spent in transit, not even in the fullest expression of the pose. And bring it back to neutral. Just work on a little bit of wrist wrist resiliency here. You're going to turn, you can't see on Facebook. Better. going to just bring this onto the ground.
You see?
Cool. Okay, so turning the hands out and back. So my fingers are facing my knees. Still wrist below the shoulders. Fingers are spread wide, and the palms, the heels of my palms are glued to the ground, so there's no lifting. And it's going to gently rock back and forward. I'm not sinking into my shoulders here, I'm still pressing the ground away. And just pressing back for a little wrist stretch. And one time. And three.
Just rocking back and forth. Take out the cat. Oh, my other side. Hard to say. Hard to say.
I think it's pretty good. Okay. So, next time you lean back, I'm going to hold it here in the stretch. So I tuck my toes under just like little breaks. Arms stay straight, still full breathing. This can feel intense, but it doesn't have to feel sharply painful. And bring it back to center. Twist the hands. Sit back on the heels with the toes tucked under. Giving the feet a stretch. We'll just interlace the fingers and then just like wrist floss it up. So making like a figure 8 with the wrist. Change directions. And coming back down onto the hands and knees. Back to tabletop, reset. Then we're going to turn the palms under. So I'm just flipping my hand under. Fingers once again are facing my toes. So you can check it out here. Do you feel like you could put like more pressure on this? If this is like, as far as you go, you can do one hand at a time. You can play with turning the other hand as well. Okay. So then the next step is to straighten the arms. So if you got here and your elbows are bent, you're going to work on straightening the arms and turning the eyes of your elbows, so that's the inside part, towards the front short end of your mat. So here, trying to straighten and turn. That's how your arms are straight. That's also the way you want your arms to be in downward facing dog. Yeah, okay. So, say you've got your arms straight and you're not on just one hand, we're going to start to give it a lean back. So don't do this if you're just doing one hand at a time. I'll tell you when to switch over. You're just working towards putting more weight on that wrist. And if your arms don't straighten out, then also don't lean back. You're just working on straightening out the arms. And that can look like this. Towards it, almost like little, like baby wrist push-ups. You're only leaning back if your arms are straight and facing forward. Alright, you can go ahead and switch if you've just been doing one hand at a time, and head to that other hand. And the next time you lean back, you can stay there. You don't have to go as far as me. Listen to your own body first and foremost. So, breathing here. So this is going to be really intense for a lot of you who haven't done this before. So you can be at like an 8 or like an 8 for intensity / pain. But you don't want to go past it. It should not take your breath away, and you shouldn't like black out from the pain, right? There's no medal for having the most flexible wrists. We're just undoing some texting, some driving, some fist, crunching, all of that. We're just undoing some repetitive movements that we do in our hands all the time. We just got one more breath here. And then bring the shoulders back up over the wrists. Untuck one hand at a time. Let's sit back on the heels. You can just give your wrists a little bit of a massage. Hello, Ghost Floof, welcome back. Did not think I would appear to you breaking your arms again. Thought you were still recovering from last time. This is why my arms aren't broken, Ghost Floof. My arms are not broken because I'm always doing these crazy wrist things. But yeah, wrist resiliency is really important to me. It's an investment in my future because I'm a full-time illustrator, and without strong wrists, there is, what's it called? It's a very short career ahead of me. So don't worry, we're getting off the wrist. We're getting off the wrist now. I'm just silly. Nice to see you stretching them limbs. Well, glad you're back. Glad you're back to check it out. Let's take a step forward with the right foot, step forward with the left foot. Bring the feet out to the edges of the mat. Knees are nice and bent. I'm just going to bend one knee and then the other. Not a good placement for you. Everything. Bending one knee deeply and then the other, lifting up the legs, and coming to center. Your legs don't have to be straight, but if they're warmed up enough, that's cool too. You're going to give the head a nod yes. Give the head a shake no. We'll grab opposite elbows for ragdoll and just give the body a rock side to side. So once again, your knees can be really bent for this. And it's called ragdoll because you're kind of just letting your upper body flow around as you wake up your spine, your legs. We'll bring it back to center. Heel toe to feet together. So big toes touch, a little space between the heels for the ankles. And inhale, halfway lift, hands on shins. So crown of my head is reaching towards the front of the room. Tailbone reaching towards the back of the room. Scandalous. Deep breath in here. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale rolls you all up. It's like the back end of a Jefferson curl. Rolling up one vertebra at a time. The arms are super heavy. And heavy head comes up last. Arms sweep up when you get there. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Little bend in the knees to protect the lower back. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Right foot takes a giant step back. So here's the trick. You bend your left knee deep so that you have the space and stability to step it back. So now in a bit of a runner's lunge, I'm just going to bring the heel forward and back to give the calf a stretch. Then you're going to keep the heel back. It's not touching the ground, but it's like trying to. Back of the knee is pressed up towards the ceiling, so it's like nice and straight. left knee over left ankle, and we're coming up to a high lunge. So you can use your thigh as a step in between, or bring the arms up, straight up overhead. Too tall. Is that better? That's better. Okay. Left hip's pulling back, right hip's pulling forward. So I'm squaring my hips, not falling into a split. Squaring my hips. Shoulders over hips. If you can't get your shoulders over your hips here, bending your back knee, and that's going to make it easier to bring your chest from forward to back. Just here. Deep breath in. Exhale, high twist to the left. So the arms open like the letter T towards this bent knee leg. Inhale brings you back up through center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Stay here for the inhale. Then hands can come to heart center, Anjali Mudra, and hook the right elbow with the left knee. Option here to lower down the back knee gently for a bit more stability. Either way, we're pressing the hands together to try to open the chest. We're trying to bring heart center to the hands. And still breathing, even in the contortion of a twist. So we're squeezing different organs here. It's almost like an internal body massage. Using the breath to stay out of panic and in restore mode. And we're going to, just like pressing rewind, bring it back up through high twist, back up through high lunge, hands release down to the ground, and the left foot steps back to meet the right foot in our plank pose. So it's a straight line from the heels to the crown of the head. I'm going to show you my lower back. So in our plank, we're not like dipping the belly. So there's no arch in the lower back. And then the other thing that I see all the time is like a rounding. So we're not in cat-cow, and we're not in cat pose. We're right in the middle. Straight line from the heels to the crown of the head. A little trick is if you look down, you should be able to see your toes. So your knees shouldn't be, yeah. And the hips are squeezed tight. Glutes squeezed tight. Deep breath in here. And then option to lower the knees. If not full chaturanga, the elbows just bend to 90 degrees. They don't go past that. Tops of the feet flip. And then the tops of the feet press into the ground so hard that the knees and hips stay lifted off the ground for our upward facing dog. Shoulder blades pull together as the chest presses forward. Alternately, if your knees and thighs don't want to leave the ground, then just squeeze the hips into the earth. Bend in the knees, bring the hands a bit more forward. And the hands are like dragging you forward. It's not about up, it's about forward with the chest. We've got 2 breaths here. Either variation is great. Then the toes tuck under, or you can work on the foot flip that we've been working on all month. Hands are underneath the shoulders, and then you just pike up the hips, flipping over the feet. Or you can go 1 foot at a time. All good either way. Don't need to see my midriff anymore. Back to kid friendly. Alright, here we go. So we're in downward facing dog, fingers spread wide. You can bend one knee and then the other. You want to find your spacing here. The closer your feet are to your hands, the deeper the stretch in the legs. The farther your feet are from your hands, the deeper the stretch in the shoulders. So you're going to want to find a place in the middle where you get full advantage of both benefits. Where's my leaf? Hello. What's the diet that makes you look this great? Yoga and green tea, baby. No. Alright, so let's just ignore the hat for a second. Eyes stay open here. You're looking between your ankles or between the knees. I want to drop my chest towards the ground. Create this nice line of energy from my hips to my palms. So it's really like where my fingers connect with the hand. It's not my wrist palm, it's up here. send the hips up and back. That's going to help give you the shoulder stretch. So, deep breath in here, and out. Then looking up between the hands, bending the knees real deep, like a frog, like a spring being loaded, and then step or hop up to the hands. Big toes come to touch. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then rolling nice and gentle, one vertebra at a time, all the way up to stand. Arms sweep up when you get there. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands down to the ground. So I'm just lightly touching. I'm not like putting my weight in my hands. It's just like a little kickstand. That makes sense? And the left foot is going to step back. So both knees bend, and I send the left foot back. To touch down nice and gentle. Yeah? And we're just giving it a little rock forward and back, giving this left calf a stretch. Cool. You guys can see my messy hair, but it's just because I like you. If you're not feeling a stretch in your calf right now, your leg's probably not straight enough. So just take out the bend in the knees, back of the knees pressing up towards the sky. And then we'll press the heel back as if it's going to touch the ground even though it's not. Right knees over right ankle. We're coming up for our high lunge. You can also come up nice and slow this way. Just come into a deeper one so you guys can kind of see me on screen. But still, the left hip is pressing forward, right hip's pulling back. My body wants to just like open up the hips to the long side of the mat. And I'm doing what I can to keep it square to the short end of the mat. Arms come up overhead with a deep breath in. And exhale, we twist to the right. Arms come down like the letter T. Inhale, back up through center. Same side, twist right. Inhale, center. You're moving nice and slow, like moving through honey. Speed is not your friend here. Hold it here for the inhale. Then hands come to heart center and hook the left elbow with the right knee. Option to lower that bottom knee down for more stability. As we press the hands together, bring the chest towards the heart. Rather, the heart towards the hands. Breathing fully here. We're going to release just the way we want in. Back through high twist, back through high lunge, and then hands release down to the ground. Right foot steps back to meet left foot. Here we are, back in our plank pose. So even if you know you're going to put your knees down for the chaturanga, the lowering, just see if you can hold it here in this plank, pressing the ground away, no sinking in the shoulders. Full breath in. Full breath out, building up some agni, some internal fire. Another breath in. And exhale, chaturanga. So if you were to lower your knees, it would look like knees, chin, chest, and then you're pressing open to your Bhujangasana cobra pose. Or you're lowering halfway. My elbows are squeezing into my ribs. I flip my feet. I press it forward to upward facing dog. Really pressing the ground away, so my shoulders are not near my ears, none of that. Full breathing here. And bringing it to downward facing dog, tight the hips up. Hips are pressing up and back as if they're going to touch where the back wall meets the ceiling. Head is heavy, eyes are open. Deep breath in. bend in the knees, prepare for flight, look up between your hands, give it a hop, or step up to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And it rolls you all the way up to stand. Arms sweep up when you get there. And exhale, hands to heart center. We'll turn to face one another. Let me just adjust. Yeah, we're good. Forward. Cool. So, yeah. Hands on the hips. Oh, let's see. Right knee. Oh. No, I don't want to call anybody. Okay. Right knee opens out to the side. Now I can see myself. Cool. So, right knee opens out to the side. We're dragging the foot in towards the ankle. And then drag the foot up to the calf. You can also stay at the ankle. That's great too. If you'd like, you can come up to the thigh, but don't land on your knee. Super tempting to land on the knee. Super bad for your ACL. Okay, so let's just not even mess with that. So, how am I keeping my foot on my leg without my hand? We're squeezing the foot and leg together nice and strong. If you don't feel like you got a grip here, it's because your hips are not pressing forward enough. So we're squeezing the glutes. It drives the hips forward, and we're keeping this knee open to the side. So from the side, it's like I'm between two panes of glass. I'm not letting my knee come inwards or anything weird like that. No. Out to the side, hips pressed forward. This creates a pressure between the leg and the foot. Doesn't matter if your foot's on the thigh, the shin, or the ankle. You can use this tension to leverage our balance, just like in life, baby. So, hands can come to heart center in Anjali Mudra. You might even play with extending them up overhead. And there can be like a little flow to it. You don't want to be like waving around and throwing yourself off of balance, but you can adjust accordingly and be a little soft in the arms to counterbalance what's happening in the rest of the body, just like a tree. You don't see the trunk moving unless it's a hurricane. But the branches, the leaves, they flutter with the slightest breeze. And back to center. Let that foot come down. Resist the urge to just shake it out right away. Let's turn the left knee out to the side and drag the foot in towards the ankle. Bring the foot up to the calf, or perhaps even the inner thigh. Not the knee, not the knee, not the knee. Finding your placement. Drive the hips forward, keep that knee open. Squeezing the leg and the foot. So we're pressing together for that stability. Crown of the head towards the sky, like there's a string pulling you up skyward. So as much as your right foot is driving into the ground here, as much as the foot's pressing down, you feel that weight on the standing leg, is the same and equal energy being sent upwards, being pulled upwards. Hands to heart center, perhaps. Maybe even reach up overhead and open up. Some of my kids' yoga classes, everyone would choose their favorite tree. Sometimes it was like a cactus, or a palm tree, or a Christmas tree. You know, a willow. There's also a phase that there was like just dab trees everywhere, and I was like, I don't think you guys at 6 years old know what a dab is, but I don't want to bring attention to it because then you'll just keep doing it, you know? So, I had one girl come in, she was like, I'm a money tree, and I'm like, you're 7, but okay. The point is, it's not a big deal. If you're falling out again and again and again, it's alright. It's alright. You just begin again. You just get to practice beginning again and all that frustration and discomfort, you know? You just get to practice that here in a safe space. And this rectangle, this yoga mat, is a square space for you to be your best and baddest self. So let's, on that note, lower this foot down, and now we're going to get to shake out all of that like standing leg tension. Just go ahead, give it a shake out. It feels so good when you like want something but you wait a little bit. That much better. Yoga is not a practice of instant gratification, I promise you. You shake out the hands, just fair warning. I'm just going to give the whole body a shake for our lymphatic shake part of practice. So I'm just letting my shoulders rise and drop down, just giving a bounce, letting my arms flop. And the heels are just lifting and dropping to create like a jiggle. So I'm landing with soft knees, a little bit of a hop. So this whole time we're playing with like grounding into the earth. Feel the weight of your body, feel your connection to the earth. And now we get some air time. Now we just get to be loose and kind of unhinged. You can take up like the whole space of your yoga mat. Just take up space, breathe in and out through the mouth. Audible sighs are encouraged. Making noise is encouraged. Just take up space audibly, physically, just like shake it out. Releasing tension from the body, getting any stuck fluids, lymphatic fluid, and otherwise out, or at least moved. Like, maybe it's not going to release totally, but at least it can shift to another part of the body, right? Like, we're moving all around. When you feel like stopping, just double time. So let the body be soft and free. We're going to move into our breath of joy. So, it's a 4-part breath and it looks like this. Legs nice and wide on me. It's 3 inhales and 1 big exhale. No exhales in between. So, a third of your lung capacity in, arms sweep forward. A third of your lung capacity in, arms sweep out. A third of your lung capacity in, arms sweep forward. And out. Arms sweep back. So, in. It's just a nice big yell, ha, at the end. In. Ha! In. Ha! If you haven't joined in yet, now's your chance. Ha! Ha! Last one, make it count. Ha! Hand on the belly, hand on the heart. Feet nice and wide, eyes closed. Just take a moment here to feel what you created. Increased heart rate, perhaps elevated body temperature, but what else? What shows up when you give yourself permission to take up space, to be loud, to exist? What shows up as resistance to going all out, to full participation? What stops you? And gently allow the eyes to blink open. You can grab a sip of water, sip of tea, towel off if you built up a little sweat. If you're already on the ground, just stay there when we leave there. If not, you can come down with me. And yeah, that's good. Alright. So if you're coming down with me, end of your mat, inhale, arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend the knees deep, 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 so deep. Then we come to seated. Give the knees a hug in. Let's just roll back. Everyone who's been loving the ab workouts we've been doing in the meantime. Sorry, / you can add them in, but I'm already going way past where I thought I would go because I was just having so much fun. Alright, so we're going to let the right leg stay in, left leg extends down the length of the mat. I'm pulling the knee around my belly, so belly's not in the way. And knees coming in towards the right armpit. Left heel is pressed away, flexed away. So I'll just say, like, what was in the way, like, what resistances showed up for me when I first started practicing lymphatic shaking and breath of joy, like, why I wouldn't yell all the way, or, like, why I wouldn't let myself just, like, jiggle and shake. And it was, like, this attachment to looking cool, and, like, looking too cool for, I don't know, literally anything that was happening. Like, even if it was, like, something that I wanted, I wouldn't let myself get excited about anything, because, like, as a kid, like, I'd be made fun of for getting too excited about things. So I was like, okay, being excited and being into anything is not cool. And I was like, I really valued being cool as a little kid. And I didn't realize how much I carried that into my adulthood until, like, really all these, like, yoga retreats and whatnot. So let's switch over. Let the right leg extend long, and the left knee pulls in towards the armpit, towards the chest. You just don't want the belly to get involved, get out of the way. Around the side. Right heel is flexed away, like I'm pressing the wall away when you're leaving pose. And so I'd hold back from everything. I mean, I, like, really wasn't interested in that many things, but the things that I was interested in, I still wouldn't let myself go all in for fear that somebody would shut me down again and be like, you're lame for liking something or for getting excited. Like, the amount of vulnerability it takes to go all in on something is pretty radical. To just admit or just try something out 100%, knowing that you might look dumb or silly, takes a lot of courage. And it's okay if you're not there yet. I only bring this up because it also took me years to get there. So I don't want you to feel frustrated or ashamed if you find yourself holding back and you're not sure why. Just an invitation to see maybe it's a vulnerability thing about not looking cool, you know? Just let that leg go. Let's bring both knees in. Reach for opposite elbows, Apanasana. So we're trying to press the hips down to the ground, trying to bring the chin in towards the chest. I'm trying to get every vertebra in my spine to touch the ground. So I'm not rolling into a ball. Nope, I'm elongating the spine. Pulling my shoulders to the ground. This is not comfortable, okay? But there are benefits to our digestion, to our internal organs. This is like your post-Thanksgiving feast pose. Those last three in combination. Right leg in, left leg in, both legs in. This is a nice internal massage for all your digestion organs. Full breath here. Whew, okay. Let the feet come down to the ground, close to the hips, hands release down by the sides. Tuck the hips so you feel your lower back, your lumbar spine, connect with the ground. And then we're going to peel the hips off the ground. One vertebra at a time. Hips go towards the sky. Lower back, middle back, upper back. I tuck the shoulders under. Maybe I interlace the hands below the body. Even if not, we're using the arms to press the ground away so that the weight is in the shoulders and not in the neck. So there's a bit of a throat choke here. That's normal. That just means your chest is lifted up high enough. You're breathing so fully that you can see your belly rise and fall past the bridge of your nose. Stay to Bandhasana, bridge pose. I'm squeezing the glutes to protect the lower back, and you'll be able to get a bit more height on the arch. Knees stay over ankles. Don't let them splay open or knock in or none of that weird stuff. Just keep it nice and center. Last deep breath in, heart lift. And then, like pressing rewind, we unlace the fingers, untouch the shoulders, and lower one vertebra at a time. I like sending my hips forward and down so I can really feel the length created in the spine from that posture. Nice. Then let the knees, space, come in and fall over, or release gently, let's not say fall, over to the right. Right hand lands on top of the left knee, and the left arm opens up like the letter T. If you don't have space like me, just do a cactus arm. This arm still coming out straight 180 degrees, and then just the elbow bends. Otherwise, you're open to the side. Left shoulder pressing down to the ground. Otherwise, everything's totally relaxed. It doesn't matter if your knees touch the ground. Doesn't matter if your knees touch one another. This hand's not even pulling. It's just a little bit of weight. Everything's relaxed. You can look over your left shoulder for a complete spinal twist. Supta Matsyendrasana. Head comes back up through center, knees come up through center, and we'll release the knees over to the left. Left hand lands on top of the right knee, and right arm opens up like the letter T. And it's a palm face open to the sky thing. It helps open the pectoral muscles, those are the muscles in your chest, and we'll press this shoulder blade down. Otherwise, the whole body's relaxed. Head can look over this hand to give an even stretch to the neck. We'll bring the head back through center, bring the knees back through center. And just notice, is there any last stretch, movement, wiggle that your body's calling for? And just let yourself move through that. It doesn't have to have a fancy yoga name. It doesn't have to anything at all. Just intuitive movement. All class, all day. We tell our body what to do, and now we just ask it, what can we do back for you? Let your body tell you what to do. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It really only matters what it feels like. So Swami Kripalu, my first yoga teacher training at Kripalu Center in Western Massachusetts. His whole thing was meditation and movement. So he would just intuitively move through like anything that his body was calling for, so that he could more deeply meditate in stillness. So the whole idea is that any movement is just, any food, any sleep is just in honor and in service to the meditation practice. Yeah, I think that's really beautiful. Alright, so we're coming into Savasana, our final relaxation pose. What that looks like is letting the legs come down the length of the mat, feet land at least a foot apart, legs so relaxed that the feet naturally splay open to the sides. If you're laying flat on your back, bring pain to your lower back. You can grab a pillow and place it below your knees. Okay. If not, hands come down the sides, arms come down by the sides of the body, palms face open to the sky, a symbol, a mudra of receptivity. Allow your body to receive the full benefits of your effort here today. Head is neutral, just looking up towards the sky, and eyes can close if that's comfortable for you. If not, a soft gaze will do just fine. I'm going to come up to seated just so that I can more easily guide you through this meditation without yelling at the ceiling. So you stay seated just where you are, or laying down just where you are. We'll start this practice just as we did the first one, with 3 cleansing breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And allow the breathing to continue just through your nose if that's available. Guiding your exhalations to become longer and deeper than your inhalations. And with every exhale, feel your body getting heavier and sinking deeper into the ground below you. Invite space between top and bottom teeth as the jaw hangs heavy and the tongue falls away from the roof of the mouth. And all muscles of the lips and cheeks relax. Nose and nostrils relax, allowing breath to gently pass through like waves lapping up the shore. Eyes rest heavy in their sockets, eyelids just barely touching. And the space between the eyebrows broadens as all the muscles in the forehead relax. And the muscles surrounding the ears, with all their wrinkles and folds, all the way into the ear canal, rest, passively allowing sound in. The muscles surrounding the back and top of the head, all relax. Neck and throat release. Shoulders, shoulder blades, and the space in between the shoulder blades all melt away. Upper arms and elbows relax. Forearms and wrists release. And the palms and backs of the hands, knuckles, fingers, fingertips, fingernail beds, all rest and integrate all that you practice. Upper back, middle and lower back rest heavy, supported by the ground below. Chest gently rising and falling, perhaps imperceptibly. And the belly rises and falls with the breath, like waves in the ocean. Glutes, pelvis, hips rest heavy, supported by the earth below. And thighs and knees melt away. Lower legs and ankles relax. Heels, arches, toe ball mounds, tops of the feet, and all of the toes relax. Whole body rest. Whole body rest. Whole body rest. class today. And know that in yoga, practice makes practice. Nothing more, nothing less. Invite your inhalations to become longer and deeper than your exhalations. And with every inhale, bring that awareness to the surface, front side of your body. The feelings of heaviness replaced with the feeling of lightness and expansion. Fingers begin to wiggle and the toes. Movement re-enters the body. Head can rock side to side. And arms reach up overhead for a full body stretch. I'll let the knees bend and roll over to whichever side feels natural, landing in a fetal position. Fully released and fully supported by the ground below you. Bring to mind any intention or dedication you set for class today. And if that intention inspires you, take it with you off the mat and into the world. Allow it to affect you and the people around you for the rest of your day. With eyes still closed or gently lowered, press your hands into the ground to come up to a seated position, just like how we started class. Hands come to meet at heart center in Anjali Mudra. Today we practiced a series of wrist resiliency. We did some hip opening and a bunch of balancing poses as well. So the first namaste is said silently to yourself, thanking your body for the effort it put into class. And the second namaste is said out loud to everyone that held space for this practice and contributed energy. Namaste.
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 Thank you to everyone who joined me this morning. I hope you found something that serves you. All of you on the ground working with me, I appreciate you. I hope you're feeling some effects, some positive effects on your body. And to everyone who joins in just for the meditations, I hope you're experiencing some positive effects in your mind. I've been getting some really beautiful feedback, and I appreciate you all. You can all ask me questions if you need something more personalized or an alternative to something that we're doing in class. If you're finding any issues, you're always welcome to reach out to me. Bodhi, not required, but always appreciated. Tips, thank you. Yes, I appreciate you. So I'm able to stream this, which I'm really grateful for everyone who shows up. Of course, not required, but I do appreciate tips. I give out the recording to class, private link for a $5 tip on Venmo or PayPal, and as soon as I figure out how to edit the video here through my phone / iPad, I'll have that up and running. And if you ever miss class, also $5 will give you the pre-recording to that class. It does make a difference. I'm able to pay, internet and part of my electric bill because you guys are so giving. I really appreciate you. So thanks for joining me today in this cabin. You can see the eagle overhead. I said I was going to do eagle pose to myself, and I totally forgot because of this eagle painting. Can you see it on Twitch? Yeah, do you see that? That's like a real painting in this cabin. And that's like the mountain that we climbed yesterday, Mount Shasta. Well, technically we hiked Spring Hill that you saw Mount Shasta in, but anyway, tomorrow I'm going to be in Lake Tahoe, so So, yeah. Well, we'll set this all up again, but I don't have my computer with me, so it should be more of a normal stream. Fingers crossed that there's Wi-Fi up there. But thanks for joining me here in Mount Shasta for Cabin in the Woods yoga. I love you all very much. You know you can always reach out to me. Thank you, Miss Mango, Daydream, Weeaboo Jones, Kai Bucha, Bodie, Ghost Floof, and Where's My Leaf? Okay. Bye, you guys. Oh, and of course on Facebook, Caroline and Valeria. I appreciate you. Appreciate you all. All right. Bye, loves.